Please don't leave. Please don't leave me. Please don't go. Hey. Cause I done fell off again. My bad decisions got me in a place to distraught again. Look in the mirror, I don't look the same. I guess I'm weird in my thoughts again. Try to dress it up, make it look pretty. Silently crying so no one can hear me. And I can't come to the phone. Just please leave me alone. Don't wanna tell you I'm living in sin. The Most High forgave me of my sin. Don't wanna tell you I did it again. Nah, I just need to repent. I know, get up, try it again. Righteous, Abba, please help me fight this. Whatever you do, don't take your spirit. Whatever you do, don't take your love. You can take anything from me, but I need you.
Yeah. Father in heaven, I'm having a crisis. You know how heavy this life gets. Fight the flesh with a tight fist, but I'm getting tired and I might slip. Might fall, but I don't trip, cause you're in control of my soul. So if any day I'm feeling hot or cold, I know you controlling them both. This here righteous man falls 7 times when I'm on fall number 88. I would've died in the hands of man, but it's all praise. I would give me grace. Father, free me from my willing ways. I wanna see the 12 pearly gates. I fought the fight and I kept the faith. Christ to the charge, verse 48.
Whatever you do, don't take your spirit. Whatever you do, don't take your love. You can take anything from me, but I need you.
Yeah. Hallelujah. I get it, I'm weak in the flesh and I had to admit it. Had a cheat sheet for the test and I still fell short while bearing your image. Back to the trenches from Kimmich, you feel a lot different about sin when you in it. I can have plenty of riches like Saul, but what's life if I'm dead in the spirit? Repeating my sin like a parent, forgive me for being a burden. Repent to the great physician, don't cut me off like a surgeon. Save me from the means and Persians, keep my gaze from the reach of the virgin. Everyone don't have the privilege of serving. I just want to hear well done with the verdict. Good and faithful servant.
Father, I sinned.
Yeah.
Again.
Over and over again. Mercy, have mercy on me.
Have mercy.
I'm begging you to wash me clean.
Make me know ya.
Living without you ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it at
When
all.
I don't feel your presence, I get nervous.
Yeah.
Here's my heart purging, and I know that I deserve it. But whatever you do, don't take your spirit. Whatever you do, don't take your love. You can take anything from me, but I need you. Whatever you do, don't take your spirit. Whatever you do, don't take your love. You can take anything from me, but I need you. But I need you.
Matthew 10:39. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. You know, I see a lot of people out here prepping up for these end times. You know what I'm saying? Think that's going to save them or something like that. But what you need to be doing is really prepping your soul. You know, get that right.
I'm watching the news every day and it's clear we're at the end of time. I see a lot of souls out here still spiritually lost in their minds. And some thinking that they money gon' save them. They prep up a lot. They need to be spending their time in the Word and seeking the Most High. I see people in the world prepping up for the end of time. You need to prep up your soul and get your mind right. Say, they're stacking up food and water, and some got money for bunkers, but that won't save your soul. Get your spiritual life right with the Most High. Stop prepping in this world and get your soul together, cause ain't no flesh gonna inherit the kingdom. You need to prep up your soul. Stop prepping in this world and get your soul together. You're gonna prep up, ain't gonna save you. You need to prep up your soul. Stop prepping in this world, and we're gonna prep your soul. You just feel it right before it's over. Stop in this world, and we're gonna prep your soul. Right before it's over.
Oh, hear my word. make you ready to battle. And in those evils, be as even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth, as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein.
Scripture say whoever try to save their life is gonna lose it. You ain't supposed to be loving this world, cause it's about to perish. So come out the world and get it right with the Most High. Get it right. And stop stacking your pantry up and focus on your soul so it won't die now. I see people in the world. Well, they ain't the time. I see people in the world. You need to prep up your soul and get your mind right. They're stacking up food and water. And some got money for bonds. They got money. That won't save your soul. They won't save your soul. Get your spiritual life right with the Most High. Stop living in this world. And get your soul together. There's no flesh gone inherit the kingdom. You need to prep up your soul. Stop living in this world. Prep up your soul and get your soul together. You're gonna love and gonna save it. You need to prep up your soul. Stop living this world. And we're gonna rep your soul. Just spirit right before it's over. Stop repping this world. And we're gonna rep your soul. Just spirit right before it's over. Oh, you need to prep up your soul. Stop worrying about these worldly things. Cause this world is gonna perish. Yeah. Oh.
Scotty C got this one.
It was your blood to save me.
Put this blood on your doorpost, we bout to get redeemed. Take this thing, walk like Christ, put these shoes on your feet. It's the Father Passover, make sure Christ in me. One in the greed is like Nathaniel, that's that light indeed. This blood in your life, so we gon' get eternal. Keep on crying, he sending pledge, how that man he heard you. When you stay on this narrow, they gon' try to carry you. Bear this burden with your cross out, but we gon' serve you. That blood atonement for all sins, fight this good fight. Without that blood, ain't no remission, no this book right. How he did us out of easy, Romans 5 and 9. Now that blood, the only reason why we took flight. Eat that flesh, drink his blood, put that life in you. Eat this man to drink this water, you got Christ in you. When you follow the king, they put that knife in you. We sacrifice, take a loss, and hope they might win you. By his blood begins into his presence. The high priest at the door in the heavens. We gon' follow the shepherd, ain't no neglect. From heaven gates got our name like we Kevin. We want your spirit to enter these temples. I want your ruach to hit me like cymbals. All by your blood, we felt your love. Abba, don't leave us, we can't get enough.
It's his blood that's preventing this nation from going straight from Genesis to Revelation. He showed the way. You ain't gotta lose to every temptation that come your way. If you sin, then repent, then face it another day. I could feel his eyes on me, the evil thing that I'm praying. I ain't never claimed to be perfect, but let me say, I will overcome. I'm saying this with my faith, and I'm Supposed to be here, my existence ain't no mistake. Okay, prayer be our weapon now. Trying to go that extra mile. Gotta keep that hedge around. We big dogs stepping out. Tic tac toes on my demons had to X them out. Money this, money that. Don't let money stress you out. Your bread might decrease when you finally take the leaven out. Punchline so plush. Christ is the only plug. His death showed you love. Then he rose, now we trust. Sin can't hold us cuss.
Scotty C got this one.
Engineering.
Southside. Hold up, fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. 12 tribes, still going live. Light unto the world weekend. How you feel? Getting ready for Shabbat. Call that a prep day. They multi-directional. I follow the best way. They live by the sword. Same time die by it. Turn away from wickedness, no high side. Tail bearing a no-no. Backsliding a no-no. Dishonor a no-go. No respect to person, speak the truth so it feels like a low blow. Sheep amidst the lobos. This not a war against flesh and blood. Still I train at the dojo. Dolo, them gon' won't test me. I'm no bozo. Me against the world, ride solo. Hopping out of photos. I'm a urban servant, ain't even got a logo. What you think I'm loco? Insane in the membrane. Holding on that script game. Hold it like it would grain. Shofar blowing. Shout out to the camps that faithfully apply pressure. Praises go up. Blessings come down. Breaking these curses, but not breaking my vow. Melchizedek, holy is the order. I'm rocking fringes, blue ribbon on the borders. Dance like David, make the trunk wave. Bringing out the truth, make kings out of slaves. Make daughters of Zion out of whores. Banging in the parking lot, see the opposition, get the swanging in the parking lot. Aim is 5'10", hated by the world cause I don't follow trends, I don't follow men. Once I tried to blend, I soon discovered that I don't ride with sin. I am nothing like them. Set apart the mode on my Hebrew drip. I got the other side thinking it's an ego trip. I got a new song to sing, Psalm 144. I wouldn't want it even if you said the world was yours. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Works of repentance, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Set apart bending, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Okay, on the path to worship, yeah, I'm on another level. Staying on my post, still kingdom goes forever. Oracles of Yah living word, timeless. Spoken by the prophets, kept the people in alignment. Work the water tablets, make it rain. Yahusha hit the block and he never left a stain. Volume of the book, stay locked and loaded. Laughing at the ones say a white man wrote it. I keep going, never ride the brakes. Ride with humility, never ride fake. Use few words when the elders are talking. This kind of talk ain't reserved for bosses. They say I'm gaslight, say I'm homophobic, but I would never catch the BS that they're throwing. And I don't need no roses, I just need a sword and my folks on one accord. Those that are lost do not see we are at war. So use my feet to crush the head of the serpent. Y'all consuming fire, yeah, get ready for the purging. Living waters purifying souls, no detergent. Men on fire, I will sit here with purpose. Trying every spirit, cause I do not believe you. I was told take care, don't let no man deceive you. Some of y'all don't know what I mean. Emunah 6:13. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Works of repentance, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Set apart bending, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling.
They want to oppress us, and they want us to allow ourselves to be oppressed.
This is I agree with you perfectly. This is the basic problem.
Then what do you
that white people think they're better than others?
I can't solve the problem. You guys pull the strings that close schools. You guys draw the boundaries that keep our kids restricted to the ghetto. You guys write up the restrictive covenants that keep us out of houses. So it's up to you to talk to your brothers and your sisters and persuade them that they have a responsibility. We've assumed ours for over 400 years, and we're tired of this kind of stuff now. We're not going to suffer patiently anymore. No more turning the other cheek. No more blessing our enemies. No more praying for those who despitefully use us. We're going to show you that we've learned the lessons you've taught us. We've studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing, "We shall overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama, and I can say you, because you're part of the whole system, you profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say, I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
I was made in the image of Yahweh. My spirit Marvin Gaye, heart pumped with black power. Way before the days when he tore down the towers. I ain't talking 9/11, Nimrod had the power. That was Shinar. Before that we had the showers. Before Adam got deceived, he said the world was ours. Lost it in a second, cause we bite and we devour. Was given all of the earth and we don't even say the water. Gave us Messiah, we don't even say our Father. Walk down in heaven, so our burdens getting harder. Word to the turbans on our elders with the Taurus, no capping, that's a rap. Yahweh Shai, he died for us. Mamas cried for us, daddies did their best if they survived the whole time. The mice, they lied to us. Synagogue and Shaitan want my body and my mind. My soul for Yahweh, my purpose is aligned. This little light of mine running dim, but it shines. The majors of Shaitan pulling at me, but I climb. You're looking at divine, most merciful and beneficent. The sun, moon, and stars, the creator of the firmament. That's why I stay marching to Zion, it's like a tournament. The rounds getting harder, but I still walk the waters. Euphrates and the Nile, the Mississippi River come to me. I will walk across the currents with a smile. That's faith over trials. I still hear Mary and my grandmother telling me I was special as a child, but I was in denial. The killers and the crack addicts made it hard to smile. She knew I would repent but keep my drug dealer style. Several gold chains, you can see them from a mile. I'm wild effervescent. I'm proof you can grow through your trials and your lessons, your curses and your blessings if you seek his acceptance.
I need the I need thee. I need
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Hanyawa Al Yak, Hanyawa Al Yak, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yasha'aya, Yasha'aya, Hanyawa Al Yak, Hanyawa Al Yak, Waya Sham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
Can't hear you, King.
Shalom. I'm sorry, Salaki. And Shalom, Shalom, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem. Hashem like Yahweh Shai. And the world even knows Yahweh as God. The world even knows Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Right? And we back at this thing, man. Another Shabbat Shalom, man. And my name is Arya.
Tazawan.
And Brother Yahweh stop, man. Oh, here you go, here you go. Here you go. Shalom, and Brother Yahweh stop, man. Tell him Shalom, bro. So he might be getting it together, right? So we're gonna do a roll call, man. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey,
Shalom, brother. Y'all what's up, brother? Y'all what's up?
all right, come on. Right, hey, roll call, man. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem, to Sister Eliana, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Hey, all praise, honor, glory. Hey, brother, hey, Isaiah, man. One Dream Film, man, for everybody in Israel, man. Hey, brother, trying to do a documentary for the nation, man. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, the sister princess, man. The house of Jezreel, man. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, and all honor, glory, and praise y'all to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the sister Naomi. The house of Hashai, man. Elder, man. All praises to the Most High, man. Right? So, hey, everybody got a opening precept?
La.
Come on. Hey, I got one, man. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2 and verse 1. Now in the days of David drew nigh. Hey, I got one, man. God. Now in the days of David drew nigh that he should die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of Yahweh thy power, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper all in all that thou doest, and whatsoever thou turnest thyself. Right? That Yahweh may continue his word which he spake concerning me. Right? And so I just bring that precept out to say, hey, You know, us being the men, right? I got one more precept before I bring that out. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. Right? I would have you know, it's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. Right? So I bring that out because in order for us to show ourselves a man, in order to lead this nation, we have to be righteous. We have to have the order proper. We have to let our nation know that the men are literally following Yahweh Shai, and we know Yahweh Shai is following Yahweh. So in order for our nation to get in order, we have to get in proper order and do things decently and in order. Right? With that, I yield. Got it, y'all? What's up?
Yeah, shalom, shalom. Yeah, I got to open the precept. This is the book of Acts, the classic, chapter 18, verse 4. And it reads, yeah, shalom, shalom. Yeah, I got to open the precept. This is the book of Acts. And it reads, and he reasoned in the synagogues. And it reads, all this is slacking. Acts 18 and 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks. So when we come out and we, go over the laws with Israel, we trying to reason with you like Yahweh did in the synagogues for the Jews and the Greeks. Those are the Israelites that know they're Israelites. And then to the Gentiles, to the nation who don't know they're Israelites, but they are Israelites. I yield with that.
All praises, man. So we're going to get into this thing, man. We're in a section of the commandments on commandment number 210, the sabbatical and jubilee years. So this is going to be commandment 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, and 216. 210, to let the land fallow in the sabbatical year, which means rest. 211, to cease from tilling the land in the sabbatical year. 212, not to till the ground in the sabbatical year. 213, not to do any work on the trees in the sabbatical year. 214, not to reap the aftermath that grows in the sabbatical year in the same way as is reaped in the other years. 215, not to gather the fruit of the tree in the sabbatical year in the same way as gathered in other years. And 216, to sound the ram's horn in the sabbatical year. We're going to start off with Exodus 23 and 11 first. Exodus chapter 23, verse 10 through 11, and then we're going to go to Leviticus. We're going to start with that. Who reads?
Book of Exodus chapter 23 and verse 11.
Start at verse 10, King, 10 and 11.
Okay. Verse 10. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive yard.
So the Most High letting us know that, and that's what's going on with the earth right now. They saying, well, the earth is kind of barren. The earth kind of can't bear anything. Well, the reason why is because they don't let the earth rest at all. They grind that thing out year in and year out and trying to get the most they can get out of it. But yet the Most High literally let us know that the earth should definitely rest on the 7th year, right? So we're going to pick the same thing up. Leviticus chapter 25. We're going to go verse 1 through verse 9. Leviticus chapter 25. We're going to go verse 1 through verse 9.
Book of Leviticus chapter 25 verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land when I give you, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord.
6 years thou shalt sow thy field. In 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the Lord. Unto the land, a Sabbath of the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of its own accord of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. In the 7th of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy her hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee, and for thy cattle, and for the beasts that are in thy land. Shall all the increase thereof be meat.
Right? So he said, hey, all that increase, right? You can go ahead and eat off it, but you can't kind of till it, kind of manicure, kind of make it grow more. You just got to let it do what it do on its own, right? Keep going.
And thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of years unto thee, 7 times 7 years. And the space of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be unto thee 49 years. Then thou shalt thou cause then thou sh- then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month.
Right.
And the day of atonement shall ye make the trumpet sound throughout all your land.
Go one more though.
And ye shall hallow the 15th year.
The 50th year, right?
50th year, Slakia.
No, you good, because look, and that makes a good point, because think about this. When you do the atonement, the Feast of Harvest, right, which is the first fruits, that's actually on the 50th day. So it's 7, he says 7 Sabbaths, and then that one more day is 50, and that's the day past the Sabbath, past the actual Passover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 7 Sabbaths, and then one day, that's actually the day of harvest or first fruits. So it's the same way with Jubilees. 7 years of Sabbaths and 1 year will be 50 years. That's the day of Jubilee, and it's going to tell you what you got to do on that day of Jubilee. Keep going.
And proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof.
And liberty is grace, right? So you got to restore grace to all your people. Go ahead, King.
This shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family.
But I mean, if you got somebody in captivity, if that brother owe you money, if that brother owed you an ox and you got in your possession, that 50th year, you got to return everything back. So that's just righteousness. Can we keep going, though, King?
A jubilee shall that 50th year be unto you. Ye shall not sow, neither reap that which groweth of itself in it, nor gather the grapes in it of thy vine undressed. Yeah.
Right? Right? So, hey, so it's just going into the Jubilee, right? Letting you know that, hey, due to that Jubilee, hey, you got to give everything back. You got to have that grace, that liberty towards each other, right? And that way, all of our nation is taken care of and nobody's doing wrong, right? So, we're on Commandment 217, 218, right? 217, 218, to release debts in the 7th year and not to demand return of a loan after the sabbatical year has passed. And that's Deuteronomy 15 and 2. And you can start at verse 1, actually.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 1. At the end of every 7th year, thou shalt make a release.
Right?
And this is the manner of the release. Every
Creditor.
creditor that leadeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it.
So if you lend unto your neighbor, you got to release it. Go ahead.
He shall not exact it
Yep.
of his neighbor
You can't ask it back from your neighbor. Go ahead.
or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release.
So it's called the Most High Yahweh's release. So Yahweh released it. So if Yahweh released it, who is you to ask for it back? So hey, he letting you know every 7 years, hey, if a brother kind of owe you on that 7th year, you got to kind of let that thing go, man. Right? Right? So all praise to the Most High, man. So that's why them stinky creditors, I think they slick. And at the 7th year, because see, they try to act like they go by the Bible. Every 7th year, they'll sell it to another creditor. And then he'll then, through the spirit, wicked spirit, he'll ask for it, and it'll be 7 more years. Then he'll sell it to another creditor, and he'll ask it again. He'll exact it again. Right? But hey, through the Most High, he said, look, on the 7th year, you gotta let it go. So if you ain't got paid on the 7th year, Israel, that brother owed you that same $5 7 years ago, you kind of got to let that thing go, man. Right? Through the spirit, man. You know what I'm talking about, Tazwan. Brothers always try to bring that old $5 rule up. Like, brother, I let you have $5 8 years ago. Let it go out. Let it go out.
Yep.
Let it go. Right? So Commandment 220. To assemble the people to hear the Torah at the close of the 7th year. So, hey, every 7 years, hey, you got to go through all 613, man. Deuteronomy 31 and 12, man.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31.
It's all right. 219, not to refrain from making a loan to a poor man because of the release of loans in the sabbatical year. Deuteronomy 15 and 19, Salaki. I'm sorry, Salaki King.
Deuteronomy 15 and 9 or 19?
15 and 9. I'm sorry.
Okay, con.
I skipped over 219.
Con. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 9. Beware that there be not.
And actually, King, I'm sorry, Salaki, started to verse 7.
Verse 7. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thy hand from thy poor brother.
Hey, that means you got to take care of your brother, Israel. If you know a brother or sister out there going through hard times, hey, he said you can't shut your hand from that brother, man. Or harden your heart like, no, I ain't doing that. Right? Keep going. Watch this.
But thou shalt open thy hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need.
Hey, that means if that brother need food, hey, you gotta help him with food. If that brother kind of need help with like his living expenses, you gotta kind of help him out as best as you can. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't mean you gotta go homeless to pay his, but hey, whatever you can help him with. See, because the thing is, the Most High know what you can help him with. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but keep going, King.
And that which he wanteth,
right?
Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand.
Right? Hey, look, bro, that's what Jake do though. Jake would be like, oh man, it's the Jubilee year. I can't even ask it back from my brother because I'm giving it to him on the 7th year. I ain't getting it back. No, I ain't gonna let him loan. I ain't gonna loan it to him after the 7th year over. Then I'm gonna go ahead and give it to him the day after the 7th year. No, brother, you gotta let it. You gotta give it to him because that brother's in need right now, right? But Salaki, can you go ahead?
The 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thy eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him naught, and he cry unto the Lord against thee, and it be sin unto thee.
Hey, he said, hey, you got to do it, man. But one more.
Verse 10. Thou shalt surely give him And thy heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him.
Hey, because you know how Israel do. They be like, just that last dollar. Like, no, you can't be grieved. You got to give it to him earnestly. Because if you do
Right.
give it to him grieved, it don't even count. Yahweh didn't even count that as taking away possibly a sin that you can't pray out or fast out,
Right.
or anything along that level. Like, hey, if you grieve, the Most High ain't counted. You got it. You got it, King.
Right. Thou shalt surely give him, and thy heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thy hand unto.
And we always say we want the Most High to bless what our hands touch, but it's only one way to get your hands blessed, right? And that's when the Most High allow you to be blessed by what you're doing to your brothers, man. And all praise on the brother, hey, Zamon, Shalom, King, Zamon, right? So and that's we gotta continue to be pure at heart, man. The Most High is not dealing with a grieved heart. You're kind of doing the work halfway. The Most High ain't dealing with that spirit, man. Right? So commandment number 220, to assemble the people to hear the Torah in the close of the 7th year. Deuteronomy 31 and 12.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 12.
Salaki, bro, can you go to verse 11? I'm sorry.
Verse 11. When all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn and fear the Lord your God, and exert to do all the words of this law.
Wait, one more.
Verse 13. And that their children, which have not known anything, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land, whether ye go over Jordan to possess it.
And so the Most High letting us know, like, before he's going to bless us with our new future land, right? We got to get this spirit of the law in our heart, man. We got to get the spirit of the law in our mind. We got to get the spirit of the law in our soul, right? Because how are we going to get it blessed in our inward part if we're not practicing those righteous acts, right? And the righteous act is we actually got to read it. Because how do we know what we're breaking if we're not even knowing it? If we're not even learning it, if we're not hearing it, right? Because he literally said we got to sit everybody down and read them the law. Not knocking breakdowns, not knocking down prophecy breakdowns and all that. We need to do that as well. But hey, in our time on the Sabbath day, we sat down and read the law. You got 6 days to do the breakdowns, and I'm not knocking nobody. But on the 7th day, we kind of should be going over the law. You know, because when it says on the Sabbath day with Yahweh Shai, he kind of came around and was kind of breaking down the law. You know, so all praise to the Most High, man. So commandment 221, 222, 223, 224, and 225. Right, 221. To count the years of Jubilee by years and by cycles of 7 years. Leviticus 25 and 8, we already read that. 222, to keep the Jubilee year holy by resting and letting the land lie fallow. Leviticus 25 and 10, we read that. 223, not to cultivate the soil or do any work on the trees in the Jubilee year, and not to reap the aftermath of the field that grew of itself in the Jubilee year in the same way as other years. And 225, not to gather the fruit of the trees in the Jubilee year, in the same way as in other years. Leviticus 25 and 11, we read that. So commandment 226, to grant redemption to the land in the Jubilee year. Leviticus 25 and 24. Leviticus 25 and 24. And start at verse 23.
Book of the Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 23. The land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine, for ye are strangers and sojourners with me. And in all the land of your possession ye shall grant a redemption for the land.
Hey, so we got a grant of redemption for the land now. So he's letting you know that, hey, we get to redeem our land back. So that's what we're waiting on right now. Even we're waiting on that redemption of our land, right? And he says, shall not be sold forever. So when the heathens went over there and kind of parted our lands, that goes back into that prophecy when he says, the stranger parted my good and precious things, right, and sold my land. Because he said the land should not be sold forever. So Yahweh is letting us know that, hey, he didn't allow us to sell our land. That was the land he parted for us. So hey, they wicked for doing that. So that concludes the sabbatical and jubilee year section. We're getting into the court and judicial procedure, right? We'll get a little bit more. This will be commandment number 227, right? To appoint judges and officers in every community of Israel. Deuteronomy 16:18. So literally that goes back into like different fashions and camps and different sections of churches, right? The Most High said you have to literally have order and structure. So you have to have elders and brothers of leadership to be able to, when things get into that point where, hey, Matthew's 18:18, if you can't go one-on-one, then you bring that other brother, step 2, and that you can't come to an agreement, then you got to go to the church, and that will be the elders and the judges, right? And that'll be Deuteronomy 16 and 18. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 18.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 18. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God is given thee, which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment.
Keep going.
Thou shalt not wrest judgment.
Right? So he's saying you shouldn't wrestle with your judgment just because somebody might be, what people will say mightier than somebody else, or people might think somebody's more important. Literally, the Most High said we're all dust and ashes. So you kind of really are not better than your brother or higher stature than your brother. So you should not rest in judgment no matter who it is. Go ahead, bro.
Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doeth blind the eyes of the wise,
Right.
and pervert the words of the righteous.
Right. So he said, hey, you can't take no gift and you can't dang take no bribery because it'll blind your eyes. And he said, and it'll pervert the words of the righteous, means, hey, that's what these politicians do. These politicians have what a pharmaceutical company or a big company like Ford or Chevy or whatever it may be, and they'll give them a large donation for their campaign. But then on the back end, they say, hey, allow pollution to be a light on the light end. Allow this drug to get passed through Big Pharma. Allow this, allow that. And they said, no, we ain't doing the gift thing, man. We're going to go ahead and do things righteously. So you won't wrestle in judgment. Because Most High know how it go, man. Our people get wicked. Right? So commandment 228, not to appoint as a judge a person who is not well versed in the laws of the Torah, even if he's expert in other branches of knowledge, which means you might be heavy with the precepts. You might be very heavy with the prophecies. You might be very heavy with the breakdowns, but you don't know the law. How can you be, for say a leader? Because literally, ultimately, when you're leading, you have to come back to the law. So he says, hey, not to appoint somebody to be a ruler if he is not well versed in the laws of the Torah. Right? Deuteronomy 1:17. Start at verse 16.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 16. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him.
Right?
Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it.
So it's saying like it's certain judgments that, hey, you know, the Most High is like, hey, look, your brothers can be over this matter. But then there's certain judgments that, hey, you got to take it to the elders. You know, somebody that's more versed, have more understanding of the law, somebody have more understanding with even the other scriptures, because the Most High literally allowed the other scriptures to be written down and presented that actually supports that law on another like viewpoint. So that way you be like, oh well, for instance, Hamashiach, when he came back and he brought out about the law of marriage, he gave you more understanding because he said, because Moses, through the hardness of your heart, was okay with divorcing. But I'm letting you know when the Most High presented that law, that hey, it wasn't ever presented that it should be a divorce, less of being fornication or adultery. So literally, Hamashiach was literally letting us know that the original law, it never changed. So you might have thought, oh, well, Moses allowed you to divorce. No, actually, it wasn't really supposed to be a divorce period. It's supposed to be you got supposed to thug that thing out. But through the hardness of your heart, you know what I'm saying? It was okay for you to divorce your wife because she didn't know how to cook grits or eggs or rice, right? But I'm letting you know to clear it up now that, hey, the Most High from the beginning never allowed that. So that's what he's saying, you know. And all the rest of the scriptures are literally just supporting the law, cleaning up what Moses kind of was allowing to go on because, you know, he was only nothing but flesh. All praises to the Most High, man. Right? You got anything to add, Cap?
Nah,
Right, come. So
I just
commandments.
wait. Hold on, Salaki. Not just saying that important part was, you shall not be afraid of the face of man. And you know, Israel dealing with that heavy, man. Like they thinking that man is just going to do it the right way when we all don't got it right. You get what I'm saying? Like, and brothers, and I sometimes attest to this too myself. I'm dealing with it, but you know, now it's like it's playing the table. You see that? It said, don't be afraid of man face. You know what I mean? Like, hey, tell them do it righteously. And we know the proper manner, just how, like you said, King, Matthews 18 and 15. You know what I'm saying? And then if it don't even get resolved after the congregation and the elders, then, you know, Most High said consider him a heathen, you know, and a Republican. So, I mean, a publican. So, you know, Israel, just don't be respect a person when it comes to man. Man can't save you. God can. And I yield on them.
That's a great point, man. Great point. So, hey, commandment number 229, to adjudicate cases of purchase and sale. Leviticus 25 and 14.
Leviticus 25 and verse 14.
Yep.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 14. And if thou shalt no, if thou sell aught unto thy neighbor, or buyest aught of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not oppress one another.
And that's going into you can't be in falsehood with a brother or sister. You can't say, oh, when I sold it to you, it was working. So it ain't working now. You must have did something. Like, no, because it literally says, right, you can't bear false witness to your brother. So if your brother kind of came to you like, hey, look, bro, this thing kind of had this problem with it, you got to respect that that brother's not lying to you. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say oppress means you can't be like trying to exert your authority. Well, brother, I ain't giving you your money back because, hey, when I sold it to you, it was in perfect working condition. You know what I'm saying? But then that's where you got to be real and honest as well, too. Like, if you broke, you're like, yeah, you're right, bro, because I did kind of drop it 2 or 3 times. So maybe it's not because I did drop it. But if you ain't doing nothing wrong and that brother ain't doing nothing wrong, then hey, that brother come and be like, hey, bro, this ain't working. I plugged it up and it just didn't turn on. And you got to kind of, give him the money back.
Right.
Press that brother because that brother coming to you in sincerity and the truth, right? So that's why I say you can't suppress. If you buying in whatever, you can't oppress that brother one to another. Hey, being head up, straight up. So hey, if something happened and that brother say it happened, then it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, like we just said, that brother lying, he got to deal with the Most High.
That's right.
Based on lying, bearing false witness to your brother. So that's why I love the law, because the Most High. That's why he say, be careful that you're not breaking the law, and you're putting. Let's bring that out, man. Because hey, he said, be careful, man. Because hey, be careful. Why? That you're not adding sin upon sin, man. Right? Right? Hey, that's very heavy, man. Got to be careful with that thing, man. Isaiah 30 and verse 1. Sorry, Salaki. Isaiah 30 and verse 1, and then we're going to go to Sirach 5 and 5.
This book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, save the Lord, that take a counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Hey, brother, you see how he said that you take counsel, but not of me? Because the most
Mm-hmm.
I give you a deceitful counsel.
Yep.
And he said, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. So what spirit are you being covered by then?
Satan.
Come on, bro. That you may not add sin upon sin.
Yeah.
So let's go to Sirach chapter 5 and verse 5 real quick. And we're going to get right back at it. But that's why we got to be careful, because the Most High literally letting you know that sometimes when you lie or do a sin, that's why Paul was saying, if you break one law, you done broke them off. Why? Because it'll catapult to other laws you done broke. Now you broke one, and you named them broke 3 or 4 of them. I'm like, damn, like, you didn't realize you just done broke 6 or 7 commandments with that one commandment. Hey, start at verse 2.
Book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 2. Follow not thy own mind.
He say?
Follow not thy own mind.
And what?
And thy strength.
And you follow your own strength. Go ahead.
To walk in the ways of thy heart.
You're walking in the ways of your own understanding. Go ahead.
And say not, who shall control me?
Ooh.
Wow. Who
Wow,
shall
yeah.
control me for my works?
Last time I remember, brother, he said, what is that? What is it? Proverbs 20 and 24? A man's going to the Most High.
Yeah, time.
So you said, who shall control me for my works, brother? The Most High already had your path laid out. Well, hey,
Yep.
read 3. That's deep, bro.
Verse 3, and say not, who shall control me for my works?
Right?
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
He said the Lord will surely avenge your pride. Go ahead.
Verse 4, say not, I have sinned, and what harm has happened unto me?
And that don't that sound like Ecclesiastes when he said, hey, because it was sentenced against the evil work, was not executed speedily, right? Keep going.
For the Lord is long suffering, he will not in no wise let thee go.
And I mean, you're going to get a repayment for that sin. You're going to get a repayment for that sin, King. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 5, considering prohibited, how you say it?
Propitiation.
Propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
He said, don't not have fear to add sin unto sin. Right? Keep one more. We'll go one more. Watch this.
And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins.
I mean, he'll be content. The Most High know my works. You know, even though I might have went off right now, I'm adding sin. He know my work, so he's just gonna be all right with it. Like, well, you know, my servant's a mighty servant. I'm gonna be all right with it. No, he said, don't be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For what?
For mercy and wrath come from him,
Right?
and his indignation resteth upon sinners.
Brother, come on, man. He said his hatred, his perpetual hatred, indignation is perpetual hatred. Rest upon sinners, bro. So he literally said that. So, hey, man. Hey, one more, because this is going to get to the point.
Verse 7, make no tarry to turn to the Lord.
That means to ask for
And,
forgiveness. And
mhm,
do what?
and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security.
Yeah, you're gonna be in your nice little comfortable house, in your
Mm-hmm.
comfy chair, with your feet
Mm-hmm.
kicked up, fuzzy slippers on. He said, in thy security, what did he say,
Security,
bro?
thou shalt be destroyed.
No, guys, all love, King.
Thou shalt be destroyed
Mm.
and perish in the day of vengeance.
I mean, when the Most High send his son back to come and get us, be real.
OMG.
Come on, man. So hey, I'm just saying, man. We got a lot of work to do, King.
A lot of
As
work, brother.
we got a lot of work to do, man. So we just got to continue to just assess ourselves and examine ourselves and make sure we're in this faith, man, at all times, right? So we're on commandment number 230, right? To judge cases of liability of a paid depository, Exodus 22 and 9. So if a brother give you money, be like, look, I'm gonna give you a deposit. I ain't got all the money, but I'm gonna get back with you, and y'all come to an honest agreement. Hey, you gotta kind of be there. You gotta kind of pay that thing, man. Hey, matter of fact, you can start up verse
He said, where we at?
verse 7.
Slocky.
Exodus chapter 29, 20, Slocky, 22 and verse 7.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 7. And it reads, if a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be
Hey, watch this.
found.
So, hey, that goes, hey, and Slocky King, and that goes back into like, let's just say, like a brother left, like accidentally left something over your house, right? Because it said deliver, but what about if a brother just accidentally left, like, let's just say, his phone over your house? Hey, if you don't see that brother for a year, guess what? I got it. Hey, because it was a brother that did that. We did a barbecue, Big Judah. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for Big Judah for knowing the house of saints, right? That brother, we did a barbecue over here at their spot, and he left a knob off his flat top because I had picked up his stuff and brought it to the event and took him back home, and the knob of his flat top fell off in my truck. I ain't see that brother for months after that. But guess who was responsible for that brother knob for his flat top? And
You
that's just
are.
something minor. And I
Yeah.
made sure I got to that brother. That's what I'm saying.
Ah.
That's just something. So if it's something that minor, that goes even for big stuff, man. Right? So I just wanted to bring that up because it's just show how we're supposed to deal with each other. Right? We got to be our brother's keeper and everything, man. Sorry. So I just want to bring that up. So it's just a small thing that I do. I made sure I kept that knob, didn't I, King?
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that brother again, I opened up my glove compartment like, here, brother, here your knob back. He's like, oh, I needed it. Crazy. I needed to get it up off me. So I ain't trying to be in sin. Because you're in sin, man. But how do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know in sin if you didn't know this commandment, though?
Right. That's right. That's why it's important to go over it, man. You know? Verse 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
But that's if the thief do be found. But what happened if we don't find out who stole it? Verse 8.
If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have put his hand into his neighbor's goods.
To see, hey, if you were responsible for it, if you kind of orchestrated that thing, right? Verse 9.
For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing.
That's why I love the Most High. He covers everything. For any manner of lost thing, what's going to happen?
Which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges. And whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor.
So you got to pay double, man. Because, hey, you were responsible for your neighbor's goods. Hey, it's simple. Right? Hey, it's simple, man. So, hey, if I was you and somebody left some over your crib, if you don't want to pay double, I would kind of make sure I keep up with that thing, man. According to the law. Or you're going to pay double. Ain't my words. Hey, times where I made my words out. Don't hate the messenger. Don't hate the messenger out.
Right.
So, hey, you got to kind of keep out. And that way it keeps the confusion out. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, hey, commandment number 231, to adjudicate cases of loss for which a gratuitous borrower is liable. Exodus 22 and 13 and 14.
13 and 14, right?
Yeah, 13 and 14, but start at verse 12. Start at verse 11.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 11.
Start at verse
Then,
10.
verse 10. If a man deliver unto his neighbor as an ass, or an ox, or a sheep, or any beast to keep, and it die, or be hurt, or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an ox of the Lord be between them both.
Oath, right?
Slightly.
No, you good.
Then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he has not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good.
Right.
And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn.
So he's saying because it was outside of your control. So, hey, yep. And that restitution means repayment unto the owner. If it was stolen, you got to make a payment. So whatever you pay, you just got to pay it, right? Because you ain't had nothing to do with it being stolen, so you got to repay it, right? If it got ripped to shreds, you just got to have proof, right? Like we said, it goes back to the proof thing. You got to have proof of things, man, right? But go ahead, King. Sorry.
And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good.
Go one more, King.
But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be an higher thing, it came for his hire.
So he's saying, hey, if that brother hired you out and something kind of happened while he hired it out, then that payment of what you hired it out for, you should think about what you're charging for it, right? Because, hey, I'm pretty sure when you rent a car through a rental company, they kind of got insurance policies in place to where it covers if something happened to that vehicle, and it's all covered, right, underneath that price of whatever you rented it for, right? So that's what he's saying. You gotta, hey, it's all covered within that. And that's all praise to the Most High, man. It keeps the confusion down, right? So we get a couple more. Commandment 232, to adjudicate cases of inheritance. That's Numbers chapter 27, verse 8 through 11.
You said Numbers
chapter 27, verse 8 through 11.
The book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 8. And the people went about and gathered it. And
27 verse 8.
27 verse 8.
Hey, and this is beautiful because it even is going into like the inheritances, like how we're supposed to pass our money down to our children, right?
Book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 11. And if his father have no,
Verse
Slaki, 8, verse 8. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. And if he have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren. And if his father have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it, and it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as the Lord commanded Moses.
So he letting you know, hey, you got to kind of do it in a certain level, in a certain order. And if you don't, then the Most High like, hey, we going off now, right? So commandment 233 and 234. 233, to judge cases of damage caused by an uncovered pit. 234, to judge cases of injuries caused by the beast. That's Exodus chapter 21, verse 33 through 36. Exodus 31, 33 through 36. And then Exodus 21, 33 through 36.
Oh, you said 33, right?
Yep.
21, 33.
And start at verse start at verse 32.
Book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 32.
Right.
If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, somebody said something?
No.
Okay. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
You got to put him to death, right? Go ahead.
And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, an ox or an ass fall therein. The owner of the pit shall make it good and give money.
And no, I'm just saying you gotta pay for that ox, whatever the cost of it was. I'm sorry, Slaggy.
And give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his.
Yeah, I don't mean you get to have the beast and the money. No, he paid for that beast. He get to cook it and cut it up and do whatever. Right, go ahead.
And if one man's ox hurt another's that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it. And the dead ox also they shall divide.
Right.
Or if it be known that the ox has used to push in time past, and his owner has not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own.
So he's saying if his ox get out and like maybe kill your ox, push means kill. So he killed your ox in times past, and you kind of gotta pay him the money for his ox being killed, and he get to keep the dead ox, right? So all praises to the Most High, man. Right. So this is going to be the next 4, and we'll end it on this. Or next 3. Commandment 236. I'm sorry, 235. To adjudicate cases of damage caused by the trespass cattle. 236, to adjudicate cases of damage caused by fire. 237, to adjudicate cases of damage caused by gratuitous depository. And 238, to adjudicate other cases between a plaintiff and defendant. That'll be Exodus chapter 22, verse 4 through verse 8.
Book of Exodus chapter 22, verse 4. If the thief be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double.
Right?
If a man shall cause a field or a vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field of the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard, shall he make restitution.
Hey, he's saying, like, look, if your beast got loose and went in your brother's field and ate your brother's field, whatever field, you literally got to let his beast come in your field. You're the best of your field, not just your field, the best of your field.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he want to eat, because you weren't responsible for your beast staying within the pen. So you allowed your beast to kind of go and do whatever your beast wanted to do. So now he get to come in and let his beast, eat the best of your field, though, not just your field. Right? So keep going, King.
If the thief be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. If a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall put it in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field of the beast of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard, shall he make restitution.
Right.
If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn, or the standing corn, or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution.
So he's saying if you accidentally either burnt on purpose or accidental fire started on your property and went on somebody else's property line, you're responsible for their property line. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
Right.
If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have put his hand onto his neighbor's goods.
And we went through that already, right? Just basically saying, hey, you gotta definitely, see if you had any part in it, and if you did, then hey, you kind of gotta pay double, But if not, then hey, Most High said, hey, you'd be basically let go. You just gotta restore it because it was left in your possession, right? So with that being said, we're gonna end it on Commandment 239, which is not to curse a judge, right? So we'll start right here. Come on next Shabbat. Right, all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Al. We pray that if anybody had any questions on any of them at any time, you can always drop a question in the chat, and we'll stop and we'll break it down through the Spirit of the Most High and take you to accounts in the Bible to clear it up. Right. So, anybody got their closing precepts? We'll start with mine. We'll start with mine, right?
Yeah.
Joshua. Start with Joshua. It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1. And I'm going to start at verse 6. Book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, be strong and of a good courage, for unto his people shalt thou divide for inheritance the land which I swear unto thy fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So the Most High is literally letting us know that, hey, we have to turn ourselves to his law. And upon returning back to the law fully, we'll be prosperous. And then if we return ourselves fully, we will have good success. Because we all say we want good success. And the only way to have good success and obtain a good report from the Most High is by going back to the law. I got one more. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 13. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Right? It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Right? The end all, the be all. When the curtain fall and the Most High come to get his sheep, separate them from the goat, like, what's going to be his deciding factor, man? Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, which keep his actual, his actual words that he wants you to live by, right? Keep his actual sayings. It says, for this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So the Most High is literally letting us know he's going to bring everything into judgment, man. Everything we've ever done in life. Even every judgment, if he made you a judge, every counsel that he allowed you to counsel, if it ain't a righteous counsel, if it wasn't a righteous judgment, hey, the Most High going to bring that thing into judgment, man. So if the Most High done put you in a position, you got all these things that you got to do for him, and you got to kind of do that thing in righteousness, man. You got to kind of sit back and study the word and see how did the judges of old judge matters. You got to know the law. Like, how can you judge a matter if you don't know the law? Because it all is predicated back to the law. So how we always say, teach on your level of strength. Hey, don't take on being a counselor without knowing your level of strength. Because if somebody call you for counsel, you always can say, well, brother, this is above my strength. I'm gonna redirect you. But hey, also, if the Most High have made you a counselor and you don't answer your phone, and the Most High is gonna bring that thing into judgment. Because we didn't choose the Most High chose us. We were like, oh, I don't want that. I'll sit it myself. But guess what? You stand to yourself, the Most High gonna bring that thing into judgment. Because it don't matter what you think. It matters what the Most High ordained. The Most High ordained everything, man. Right? He said, I knew the beginning, the end from the beginning. So, hey, if the Most High keep bringing up matters for you to be bringing things up and to do things, hey, you got to deal with it on the Most High. Right? Hey, so the brother Isaiah said, what is willful sin? Right? Let's bring that thing up, man. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. Right? Book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. It says, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth. What's the knowledge of the truth? Right? Let's see what the knowledge of the truth. Let's go to Psalm chapter 119. Right? Because I'm going to reread that. In verse 142. Book of Psalm chapter 119, verse 142. And it reads, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Right? Now let's go to verse 150. 151. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 151. Thou art near, O Lord, and all thy commandments are truth. Right? So now let's go back to Hebrews real quick. Because we're going to break down the other part of it. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. It says, if we sin willfully after receive the knowledge of the truth. So what's knowledge? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. And let's start at verse 5. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding. So it literally says the statutes and the judgments. And we know the statutes, commandments, the judgments, right? These are all one and the same. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So your wisdom and understanding and your knowledge will be these commandments, right? So now let's go back to Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. It says, for if we sin willfully means you already had the understanding of the law. You had the understanding of the commandments, but you decided to proceed further. It says, after receive the knowledge of the truth, which receiving the knowledge or the understanding of the commandments, it says, there remaineth no more sins, no more sacrifice for sins. Right? Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 2. And let's go to verse what is it at? It says, delight in the sacrifice of bullocks. I go to Isaiah 1 and 11. But there's another one also in 1 Samuel. Right? Isaiah 1 and 11. And then I'll go to Hebrews chapter 9 as well. Isaiah 1 and 11, right? It says, to what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me? Right? So it goes back into you praying for forgiveness. Right? So if you continue to pray to the Most High for forgiveness after you know that you sin, because what is true repentance? True repentance is asking for forgiveness and then actually converting, which is doing it no more. Says, to what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifice unto me? Saith Yahweh, I am full of burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fat beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks or of lambs or of he-goats. Right? When ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts, watch this is the point, verse 13. Bring no more vain oblations. Those are offerings. Don't bring your actual repentance vainly, which means you ask the Most High God to forgive you, right? It says incense is in an abomination unto me, right? So it's going into the other feasts, right? And the brother brought it out gratefully. Yep, 1 Samuel 15 and 22. That was exactly what I was looking for, right? So he's saying, hey, don't bring your sacrifices or your repentance in vain, right? So I'm going to bring that 1 Samuel 15 and 22 because that was exactly what I was looking for, right? 1 Samuel 15 and 22. says, and Samuel said, have Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifice as in obeying the voice of Yahweh. See, so that's where you're going into actual, you know the knowledge of the commandments, but you're just not doing them. He says, as in obeying the voice of Yahweh, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. Right? So now we're gonna go into Hebrews chapter 9, and we're gonna start at verse 13. Right? Hebrews 9, we'll start at verse 13. We'll start up at verse we'll start at verse 12. We'll start at verse 11. Hebrews 9 and verse 11 said, but Hamashiach being come and high priest of good things to come by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building. So he's saying that his body was the perfect sacrifice, right? He's going to show you in verse 12. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. Right? This is the point. Verse 13. For if the blood of goats, bulls, and of goats, and the ashes of an heifer sprinkling the unclean, sanctifieth to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of a Mashiach, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to Yahweh, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living Yahweh. So he's letting you know that, hey, before that, our works was dead to Yahweh. Why? Because we were all the way purged clean through bulls and goats and sheep and things of that nature, right? So we had to have that perfect lamb to come through. That was perfect blood to cleanse us from unrighteousness, right? So that's when the brother brought out that, hey, what is willful sin? Willful sin is after you know the law. So that's why even brothers that's in this truth, they kind of not really sinning willfully, right? Because us being leaders of these congregations, what we just said, being righteous judges, we have to bring out these commandments. It's a dire must. We can't just put it on the congregation and just think that they're going to go through and learn on their own. No. As being leaders, we have to pull these laws out so they know what's going on. So then if you sin, now you have the understanding of this. And then once you have that understanding, now you can't say, well, I didn't know. Because now you know. And now you're willfully sinning. Right? So anybody got any more questions, concerns, thoughts through the Spirit? It's the time to bring it out, man. If not, hey, we go through. We got email. I'm going to have to definitely make sure I start dropping our email and everything. It's www.soy144k.com, man. So, right, put it in the post, man. So this will be our email, right, for everybody. www.soy144k.com. If anybody got any concerns or anything, that's our website. You can email us. Our phone number's on there. All our contact information. So, to the Spirit, hey, we get back with you concerning anything, man. So, with that being said, man, we pray that everybody had, edification on that through the commandments. Hey, and we pray that the Most High have mercy on all of us. Yasharala. It's our heartfelt desire and prayer is for all of Israel to be saved, man. So with that being said, man, my name is Aria.
Brother Tagwan.
Brother Yawasap, man. And with that being said, man, we pray that y'all have a blessed Shabbat through the Spirit, and we love y'all.
Brother Yawasap.
Calm. And what we want them to do, Brother Tazwan?
Push the damn button.
Hey, push that dang button, man. We love y'all, Israel. Shabbat Shalom. And Kwam Yashala.